out and say hi to everyone. I believe, well, he has arrived, so Ned says hey, and he's been kind of upset. The back of my truck isn't a very exciting place to be, so hopefully in the next 6 weeks we can get out a little bit and see folks. So that's my opening remarks. Governor-designate Dennis, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Well, I'd just like to thank everybody for the support, and we will be working very hard this year on membership and training and going forward with that. That's pretty much all I have.
Thank you. Gayla, Governor-elect designate.
Thank you, Governor John. I just want to say thank you. It was exciting to be voted in. I am excited on continuing your vision of the fun, John, because we know you and Lindy are so much fun, and I love everything that you've created for us. And every time I think of Santa and Mrs. Claus, I think of the two of you. And hopefully we'll continue to see Mr. and Mrs. Claus out in the world doing the wonderful things that you do. And we love you and thank you for everything. And I'm also excited to continue on with Dennis and help him take forward his vision. And we'll add a lot of sparkle into Dennis's year too. I know he's excited. He can't wait. We'll have pixie dust everywhere. I'm just kidding. We'll go forward with our branding and our initiatives. What? Are we excited about the pixie dust? No? Okay. So we're just excited that COVID is definitely going to be an opportunity for us. We are not going to think of it negatively. We're going to think that it is a wonderful way for us to bring our members together. I am so excited from a public relations standpoint and how our members have come together and thought out of the box. We are doing so many different fundraisers that I never would have thought that we would be doing, and they're amazing. And the community service that we're creating together as Kiwanians is so outstanding. So our Kiwanis members are in the trenches doing amazing things, and we're only going to get better. So COVID for us will definitely be not an obstacle, not a challenge, but an opportunity that we as Kiwanians will continue to conquer together. So thank you.
There was a question asked on the chat. There will be no voting. Any voting took place yesterday, and the agenda is pretty loose. And I, as the current governor, am presiding. So that was a question from Jane. Bill.
Yes.
Treasurer Bill.
Well, I don't think that many people have not seen this. I think Jess and maybe Michelle are new to these things, but I'll share with you our current financial statement. You can see we're behind on our revenue from dues. We've probably got about $2,500 that are outstanding, so we're going to be short of that. And otherwise, if you start to look down, you can see that you guys, the lieutenant governors, didn't do much traveling. We didn't spend a lot of that, and in most cases, all of the variances are, even though there's a negative sign, that's positive in a CPA's terminology. There were some expenses with Lieutenant Governor training conference. I don't know why they don't show up there. Yeah, here it is, the training material. Dennis did spend some money and in the process of getting you guys, the Lieutenant Governors, trained. In most cases, we've been running negative variances. We didn't, the lease picked us up on this, background checks, the fees. I'm not sure how many of you have had background checks done and are owed $25, but you need to get those to Steve so they can reimburse you. And then if you look down, all the way down to the bottom, the good news is that currently we're about $62,000 positive that we have not spent in what we had budgeted. Some of that's going to change a bit, but in most cases, we'll probably be in the high 50s. And I know Elise spent some money today or plan to spend some money today as we try to boost some of our membership issues. So that's a P&L. Any questions on that? All right. Next, I will bring up a balance sheet to show you the even better news. Where is it? All right, I know I've got a balance sheet here somewhere. I'll have to bring it up. No. Budget versus actual.
That's not good news, Bill. That's blank.
I know. I'm trying to get the balance sheet, which I don't know, it's not showing up. I keep bringing it up there. All right, hang on just a moment, and I will bring up a balance sheet, because that's where the good news is. All right. I need to share it. All right, where are you? All right, I'll look at it myself and then talk to you about it. The balance sheet is actually positive. We're currently have cash in excess of 190,000, primarily because we have not reimbursed very many people. If you look at our investments, it shows about 268,000. Last thing we got from our investment advisors, which we don't record until the annual audit, is it shows around 278,000. So in total, our balance sheet is showing about 460 some odd thousand, which is extremely positive, and the liabilities are nil. So there you go.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions for Bill?
Jim Ream, Newport Kiwanis president-elect. Bill, could you repeat the district budget solidly in the black despite dues lagging? How much are we behind on dues, and how much are we in the black, please?
We're going to be about $2,500 behind on dues at the end, and we're going to end up being about high 50s positive, primarily because we're not doing anything. We're not reimbursing lieutenant governors, not traveling. We're not reimbursing our committees because they're not attending the conferences and conventions. So most of it that we're positive is reimbursements for obvious reasons. We're not traveling.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Bill.
You're very welcome.
Reminds me of the old saw, it's an ill wind that doesn't blow some good.
That's true.
Any other questions of Bill? Thank you, Bill. And as always, thank you for all your work this year during my administration. I appreciate it very much.
You're quite welcome, John. There'll be a check in the mail to you tomorrow morning from, I'm going to be the Circle K. As I noticed at our last meeting that we had not spent any money on the Circle K. We have allocated $2,500 in the budget. They've requested for half of that. And so Mary Ann will receive a check after you sign it. And I sign it to provide $1,250 to Circle K.
Okay, I'll be looking for it. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Steve.
Before I start, Bill, can I ask a question? If we've got the money, why don't we give them $2,500?
So I'll jump in, Bill. I had discussed with Frank, and I guess Frank was having a conversation with someone earlier this year or in May. And based on the current climate and everything, I mean, we don't want to take money from you just to take money from you. So, we also have not been doing a lot of traveling or spending of money as well. So Frank thought that the 1250 would be sufficient for the remainder of the year.
I don't disagree with you, but you should take it when it's available, because we don't know what the future holds, and we don't know, what happens a year or two down the road. We can give it to you now. You can certainly set it aside, and I'm sure everybody trusts all y'all's judgment. So
The money's in the budget.
it is in the budget.
It
Bill,
is.
if you would make the check out for 2,500. If it's in the budget, there's no reason that we shouldn't give it to them. They can put it in a reserve or whatever, but let's give them the 2,500.
Check will be drawn tomorrow.
Thank you.
I second that as well. Or fourth it. I guess I fourth it or fifth it.
Oh, actually, there's no action. It's in the budget, and as governor, I'm telling them to spend it. So.
Yeah.
Steve, you want to give us a report?
Yeah, the secretary officially has to give a report. I would like to officially report and welcome Governor designate Dennis Murphy. I think he's here somewhere. And welcome him to his new position and congratulate him and his family. And I would also like to welcome and congratulate officially Governor-elect designate, the quiet one, Ms. Gayla Bartlett. And I'm quite sure that our world will never be the same again, will it, Gayla? I do want to just very briefly, without getting into it too much, mention our membership so far. We started out the year with 3,474 members. Currently, as of the last report from 2 days ago, we have 3,560. So at this point, we're plus 86. Before everyone gets too excited, everyone knows what happens in September. So everyone, at least at the board level, is very conscious of where we are and the fact that, some clubs are still having trouble meeting, et cetera, et cetera. So membership is definitely, while we don't always agree on everything, membership is definitely on the minds of everyone, and how we attack it and how we achieve it. And, so whatever anybody can do in the realm of helping our clubs and helping our members is a good thing. The one final thing I would like to mention is that the district is going to go back to attempting a fall training conference the first weekend in November in Nashua, New Hampshire. And you're going to see it promoted and advertised beginning in September. It, of course, will be handled with a lot of safety issues and masks. And the important thing really is that we're trying to get back to some in-person events, because you start losing a lot when you fail to meet in person. And we really want to start rebuilding some momentum that, we traditionally have had. So you'll be hearing a lot more about that, and everyone is welcome until we hit our capacity. It's going to be the first 150 people who sign up. So I know Dennis has been working, and some of the folks that helped Dennis have been working hard on putting this together. I don't know if he's going to get a chance to speak or not, but I just want to put a plug out there for Brian Cofrancesco, who has really done a good job of putting together educational programs for both not only the next couple weeks as part of our annual convention, but for the Lieutenant Governor training. And he's working on some coursework for November. And it'd be nice if we could pay you, Brian, but we can't. So tough luck. Anyway, that's my report, sir. And unless anybody has any questions, I'm done.
Do you have any questions of Steve?
Thank you, Steve.
Steve, I want to thank you for everything you've done this administrative year. It's been a pleasure, and we've been on the phone a few times over the course of the last few months, and we still will be on the phone over the next 6 weeks. So thank you very much for your support. Brian, can you tell us what you've been up to and what you got planned for the future here, please?
Absolutely. Well, really great to see everybody here today. I want to start with a show of hands. How many of you have registered to attend one of the workshops in the next 2 weeks? Excellent. I know some of you got so excited you registered twice, so it was wonderful to see that. So we have, over the next 2 weeks, a virtual district convention. And I don't know how many other districts are doing this, but I know that we have some people signing on from other districts because their districts aren't offering that. They're having a general session like this or their board meetings virtually, but not many are offering the education. So we've been really pushing to get as many members involved as we can. We have a total of 17 workshops with 30 presenters, and they're from all over the district, including Bermuda, which is great to have Bermuda represented. We also have a presenter from the NEBD district and several folks from Kiwanis International headquarters in Indianapolis who are going to be presenting. So this week's workshops, which start tomorrow night, focus on club operations on Monday, service on Tuesday, membership growth on Wednesday, and fundraising on Thursday. And we have 3 sessions each night. So we have lots of opportunities to get our members and our club leaders trained and learning about different elements of Kiwanis. The following week is when we're going to have officer training. So next Monday, the 24th, is our club leadership boot camp, which will cover lots of different topics that officers need in order to have a successful year. And then Tuesday, we will train presidents, presidents-elect, and vice presidents. Wednesday will be secretaries. Thursday will be treasurers and club directors. And Friday will be membership committee chairs and membership committee members. So I really especially want to push next week's officer training. If you are not registered or if you don't think that your club officers are, please encourage them to attend. This will be what many of you know as certified leadership education or club leadership education, and it will count towards what Kiwanis International asks officers to attend for training. And you'll also get credit towards Distinguished Club when they ask that all your officers be trained. So the sessions for officer training are from 6 till roughly 9 o'clock at night. Lots of important information. We have some really great speakers and presenters. As of this morning, we have 100 people registered so far for the next 2 weeks from 51 clubs, which is pretty great, from all over the district. So thank you to, yeah, big round of applause. Thank you to everyone who's been promoting and sharing the Facebook posts and reading the emails. Some of you have gotten many emails from me over the last few weeks, but thank you for getting that information out. I do want to share that the sessions that we have this week will also be streamed live to our Facebook page. And then the ones for next week and this week will all be recorded and uploaded to YouTube. So even if you have leaders in your club or members who want to attend but have other commitments, they will all be put up on YouTube. So please keep an eye out for that link so that you can share the information and the links to the different sessions once we get through this. And I mentioned to the board yesterday and to the new board today, oh, actually I mentioned it today to the new board, but we now have this great capacity to be able to do virtual meetings. So if your club is in need of a workshop or a webinar on a certain topic, or you would like to present on a certain topic, please drop me a line. My email address is on the district website, and we'd be happy to put something together because it seems like we're going to be doing a lot of virtual work for the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, and into the future. And so we have the potential to offer webinars in between our district conferences to keep the learning going. And just as Steve mentioned, we are working on a schedule for the fall conference in November up in Nashua. and we'll have that scheduled for early September. So take a look at that for the different sessions that we'll be offering in person. And I think that wraps up everything I have to say. Thank you so much again. It's good to see that you're all doing well, and I hope we'll see many of you on Zoom for our workshops in the next few weeks.
Thank you, Brian. I can't thank you enough for all the work that you've put into these workshop preparations. It's phenomenal. When we started talking about this, I really wasn't sure how it was going to go, and you've made it work. So I'm very pleased, and thank you very much.
You're welcome. I do want to thank two more groups. Again, all of our presenters that we have helping the next 2 weeks, 30 people from all over the Kiwanis world, which is fantastic. But I especially want to thank 4 people by name, and that's Will Bradford, Elise DeNorfia, Marianne Bellison, and George Delisle, as well as 2 or 3 members of the Circle K board, because they're the ones who are going to be helping to moderate all of the sessions. So they've each taken on 1 or 2 or sometimes even more days of being at the computer from 6 to 9 to manage the technology, to manage the recording, to manage the stream, to manage the comments, which is a big responsibility. And if it weren't for them stepping up, we'd never be able to make this happen. So thanks to everyone who's helping out.
Thank you, Brian. At this point, I'm going to kind of call on the committee chairs that are here, and since one of the committee chairs is sitting next to me, the Key Leader Committee Chair. Lindy, would you like to tell the folks what isn't happening with Key Leader?
Yeah, we are canceling Key Leader because there's no way I can bring kids from all over New England to one place and call it safe when they sleep together in quarters, and I don't mean girls and boys, I mean girls sleep in one and boys sleep in the other's rooms.
We knew that.
Just making sure. I'm very disappointed that I had to cancel it. I didn't want to. I put it off until I absolutely felt that there was no choice. I've been in contact with the camp too. The virtual Key Leader is really cool. It's out there so people can look at that. I still think that there's a lot of information in virtual Key Leader that can help SLPs advisors work with their students. There's some mindfulness in there and things. I really think some teachers can use it for their classroom. So I would really appreciate it if members or presidents of clubs or whatever would take a peek at that and suggest that maybe we get this out to the schools so that they can share this information with their students and teachers. Thank you.
Thank you. Michelle, formerly known as Steve. Do you have anything you'd like to say to us?
Pretty much partnerships has been very quiet on the KI side. So we have a few new ones, but I'll talk about it on Tuesday night. And that's about it.
Thank you. Will, would you like to tell this group anything the Key Club's working on, or some of the things that you're facing? I know you're up against a lot of stuff.
Sure. Before I talk about Key Club, I'll put on my other hat and just briefly mention websites. The first session in the educational schedule on Monday is going to be about how to get a free club website through Kiwanis International. So I'm going to be doing a demonstration of how the new free websites work. If you want to see an example of one of these free websites, you can go to www.newenglandkiwanis.org, as our new district website this year is using that system. Website is pretty much all switched over from the old one. If you go on there and you can't find something that you think should be on there, please let me know. There's a chance that I put it somewhere that made sense to me and not to other people. There's also a chance that I forgot to put it up. So I appreciate feedback for that new website. In terms of Key Club, our district board is really tackling the challenges of COVID-19 in a way that has been inspiring to me. You know, they haven't met as a group in person, but I think our Governor Lydia Tucker from Laconia High School and her board have really taken on the challenge. They've been using Zoom and social media. I think they might have interacted more at this point in the year than previous Key Club district boards have, even though they have not gotten together physically in one place. Our key initiative this year in Key Club is fundraising for one of our district projects, Children of Peace International. So many of you may know that about 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago, when I was in Key Club, we raised money to build a school in Vietnam. And we actually funded the construction of a school in the middle of rice paddies in the Mekong Delta in southern Vietnam. And we are currently fundraising to build another school, this time up in northern Vietnam in the village of San Saho, which is up in the mountains near the Chinese border. So that's a village where Children of Peace International does a lot of work. There's a large indigenous population in that village, which historically doesn't receive as many services from the government as a lot of other people in Vietnam. So we actually have about $14,000 left to raise to build the school with a total budget of $50,000. So our students are working hard to get out the word about that project and fundraise. And our board has dedicated basically to fill that goal this year. So we're very excited about that. In terms of challenges, obviously COVID-19 has been a challenge for everybody. Right now, I think it's fair to say that no school district really knows what they're going to be doing in 2 weeks. Even if they think they do, they don't. So we are kind of in a position where we don't know what's going to happen. A lot of schools are making reopening plans. Some are virtual, some are hybrid, some are, they're pulling everybody back into school, and they're putting different restrictions for different functions in school. And some of those restrictions are going to affect extracurricular activities. So we are anticipating that there are going to be Key Clubs across the district that are not permitted to meet in person this year or not permitted to do service. And even if they're able to meet virtually, they will probably have a hard time with recruiting and collecting dues and all of that. Some Key Clubs will not be allowed to meet even virtually. And if that's the case, we're hoping that basically they'll be able to take a year off and come back next year. I've said to the district board, we really need Kiwanians to step up and play a role with Key Club this year and especially next fall. If we have Key Clubs that basically go on hiatus for a year, they stop meeting, they stop doing stuff mid-March. By September 2021, basically the seniors and the juniors in that high school are the only people who've ever seen Key Club. And if they don't independently, get it back up and running, there's a chance that we will lose some of those clubs. If there is advisor turnover in those 2 years, there's a chance that we're going to lose some of those clubs. And so we're really going to need Kiwanians to play an active role and make sure that they stay engaged with those schools and the school administration and are there to support their Key Clubs and their other service leadership programs throughout this year and next. But I'm confident, the kids, the young adults, as George Whitney would have me say, are really, they're taking this in stride and they are committed to continuing to do service. And so I think if we give them the right support, we are going to see Key Club continue to do amazing things and impress the hell out of us.
Will, a question?
Yes.
Have you heard any rationale by some of these schools why they won't allow student organization Zoom meetings? This is what kills clubs, not getting together.
Yeah. When schools closed in mid-March, there were several districts. There's two that explicitly the advisor reached out to me, but we had our lieutenant governors reach out and basically find out what clubs were doing in May and June, and only about 20% of Key Clubs were doing anything. So about 80% of the district either didn't respond to the lieutenant governors or was inactive. But basically, a lot of school administrations said that while kids are home and they can't keep an eye on them and they're going through all the, challenges of the pandemic, they wanted them to focus on academics. So sports are obviously all canceled. You can't really, play soccer, socially distanced. But in addition to canceling that, they wanted all extracurriculars basically on hold so that students could focus on academics. I think part of the other rationale is that they didn't want students to have a motivation to get together outside of school to do key club or to do, band or whatever. They just wanted to basically stay home and do academics. So I don't know how many of those schools, if they continue remote in September, are going to continue that practice. But that really, I was disappointed when some really, really strong key clubs, the advisor reached out and said, we'd love to apply for awards, but we can't. I will get in trouble if I sign a form to apply for an award.
Wow.
That kind of surprised me.
Wow. Will, that is, you really are in touch. Thank you for that analysis. Another question, we always have to keep looking over our shoulder for competition from Lions and Rotary. Here in North Kingstown, Rhode Island, we have our high school is very excellent, but they have a Rotaract. And they enjoy great visibility and support. So do you have I hate to put you on the spot, do you have a sense at all of Rotaract penetration here in New England, Bermuda?
Obviously Rotary's bigger than us and they're in more communities. I think that's, just kind of how it is right now. And there are Rotaract clubs in or Interact clubs in a lot of high schools. When I went to high school, we had a key club and an Interact club, and the key club was bigger and better and did more service. I think generally our challenge as Kiwanians is to demonstrate value for key club. So Rotaract or Interact, the benefit to them is that organization's free. There are no dues associated with Interact. However, it's also only a local club. So they don't have the same leadership development opportunities that Key Club provides. They don't have the same district and international initiatives and community that Key Club provides. So there's really, I think, it's a challenge, but I think we have a better product. We just need to justify the price for it.
Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Will? Gary? You're muted.
Anyway, I just wanted to give you the outlay on Bermuda. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can now, yes.
Okay, beautiful. We were looking forward to having a fantastic year. We were close to doubling our membership in the country. Our big plan that we had put in place, and we had met on it at the school, and we were going to open a club there at the Sand Secondary School. That was the first project. The second project was that we were taking it on. We had people in place and everything, but the pandemic really took its toll on us. We had one member, I just wanted to mention this, one member, Mr. Nisbet, who said at the end of last year that he was going to bring forward 10 new members. Well, he bought his list of 10 new members, but as I said, we weren't able to have, because Bermuda is very strict when it comes to the pandemic thing, very strict on having meetings and close contact stuff. But our main aim that we were trying to get off the ground was I have the computers, one of the ladies that I met at one of the conferences. I have all the computers and everything all set up. What we're going to do is refurbish the school library, which is quite a nice facility. They had hurricane damage there about 5 years ago, so it's never been put back the way it should be. So we had everybody lined up, ready to go. Then comes the pandemic, and of course, everything was put on hold. As I said, in Bermuda, they're very, very, very strict. But I'm going to be working with Ms. Bailey, who's going to be our new lieutenant governor, and that's my project. That's the project that I'm going to undertake. I'm all retired and all that type of stuff. I had electrician, everybody all lined up. Because I can, I know for people because I used to be an elevator man, so I know all these guys, and I've got people lined up ready to roll. That's going to be our major project, and the Kiwanis is going to be looking sporty and beautiful. All right. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Mary Ann, can you tell us about Circle K, where you stand and what's up?
Sure. Thank you. Most excitingly, the Greater Boston Young Professionals just chartered Wentworth Institute of Technology. So we have a brand new Circle K club to start the year. And we actually have about 3 or 4 potential charters as well. So I know we've got Dartmouth College, we've got Jim, we've got Brown. Jim's from Newport is working with us to help get a Circle K at Brown underway. And then there's a couple interests down in Connecticut as well. So the pandemic apparently is not hurting Circle K quite as much as Key Club, although we do anticipate a lot of students being unwilling to pay dues or unable to pay dues. And so we're trying to figure out how we can better provide value and provide that, fellowship opportunities and service opportunities to the students so that they continue to pay their dues, they continue to be a part of the organization. Because schools are mostly virtual, starting off the fall, there's some sort of, combination of virtual and in-person classes. It will be interesting to see whether we'll be able to meet at all. Currently, we've canceled our fall training conference in person. That's going to be held all virtually. And we haven't quite made a determination about district convention yet. What I'm hearing from a lot of the universities is that the students, can come to class. There's extensive testing on university campuses, but the extracurricular activities is limited in terms of traveling. So they may be able to have some sort of impact right in their community, but any of the district events or participating with Kiwanis district events will be severely limited. So it'll be interesting to see how the year ends up for sure. So we're just taking it one day at a time.
Thank you. And I failed to thank Will for everything he's doing on the Key Club front and on the getting our image and everything out there this year. And thank you, Will. And Mary Ann, thank you for everything you're doing with Circle K. Keep up the good work, because more Circle K, more Key Clubs, potentially are more Kiwanis clubs. So that's what we're looking for. Daryl, do you have anything for us on action clubs?
Sure. I want to thank all the lieutenant governors and all the clubs that are supporting the action clubs in our district. And I hope that in the 2021 year, we can have more of our clubs get out and support some new action clubs. Some of the things the new clubs could look for would be special needs programs, because those are usually good contacts. Look for some clubs in your division that might support an action club. Try to open some new action clubs this year. There are special people out there who would enjoy and take advantage of our action clubs. The ones that we have enjoy it tremendously and participate in just about everything that a traditional Kiwanis club does. So it behooves us to add to our membership of action clubs in the coming years. And I know it's difficult to get new members and new clubs at what's going on, but it can be done. And we have a ready-made program in the action clubs that fits right in with special needs. So there should be no reason why we can't open new clubs, because this program that International has set up with action clubs is just perfect to fill in a program for special needs. So look into that and promote it amongst your clubs if you would. And let's try and add some new action clubs to our district. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. Ava, would you like to tell us about your committee? And I know I want to thank you for your monthly report to us and everything you're telling us. But is there something else or anything you would like to tell us?
Yes, thank you, John. The International Committee on Young Children has been meeting monthly, and we have really come up with some great information. The most recent one was a video that I sent to you, John, and I'll send it to Dennis. And I'm wondering if it's I think it's about a 3-minute video narrated by Will Bleckman, and it's excellent about the importance of focusing on young children, 0 to 8. And I'm wondering if we could get this out to the club somehow or get it posted on the New England District website. I had no luck doing it as far as posting it. So that's one request that I have. And the most recent newsletter I sent out was information on providing masks, clear masks, to educators working with preschool children and toddlers, which is happening now. I mean, preschool classes are going on, or early childhood education groups are happening, and more will happen in September throughout the year. And it's so important that these young people see expressions of the adults working with them, because at that age, this is how they learn emotionally. They need to see expressions, and the face masks that are out there do not allow children at that age to see expressions. So one of the projects the committee is promoting is clear face masks, and the better ones are available through websites that support the deaf or hearing impaired. And I'm waiting to get some more information, which I will update through the lieutenant governors to the clubs. But I really hope that clubs will take on this project. At least bring in some, like bring in 10 clear face masks if you order them for a preschool group to try. Let them try them and see how they work. But it's so important that we support these little ones, because it's traumatic enough for them to be in a situation where people's faces are covered and there are such restrictions on play and and eating, and they can't touch each other, and they can't, any of the toys they play are theirs and they are in a restricted area, and then they're cleaned at the end of the day. I mean, it's going to be a very different world for these little ones. I'm not sure they understand it. And we need to do all that we can as Kiwanians to help these educators work with our young children. And I hope people will watch that video. It does explain why it is so important for all of Kiwanis to focus on children from conception to age, say through age 4 at this point with COVID going on. It's very, very important. And the other issue that is happening, I hope everybody's aware of, that now that everybody is home, domestic violence rates have gone up dramatically. And if there's anything Kiwanians can do to promote educating the public on the issues of domestic violence, it would be greatly appreciated. So we are still meeting. I will send out newsletters when I have a topic I feel is appropriate at this point in time. And I hope the word will get out to everybody through the lieutenant governors. And I will continue to do so in the coming year. So I thank you.
Faith, is it possible for you to put that 3-minute video, the link to it in the chat column here on Zoom?
I don't know how to do it. I apologize. I don't know how to do it. And it's a video I got from and an email. So I'm really baffled as to, I sent it on to John. I will send it on to Dennis, but I'm really baffled as to how to do it because we have a young children website with the committee, but it's not open to sharing it. It's supposed to, because it was agreed to with Kiwanis, it's private, so we can't share it. So I'm really baffled as to, other than sending it via email, I don't know how to do it.
You mean share it outside of Kiwanis?
No, share it within Kiwanis. I'm struggling.
I can send it along if you'd like to Jim. Would you like me to do that, Ava? I have your email from yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's sent as an attachment versus a link, so it's not up on a public website or on YouTube. But I
Okay.
can send it along to Jim, and I can send it to Will too for the website.
Yes,
I
if
appreciate
you
that.
send it to me, I can upload it to our district website.
Can do.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Very
However, the
good.
way this works, you just suggest what you need and these guys grab onto it and
Okay.
almost a race between them to see who can post the most. And I love it. So get it to both of them and we'll see who gets it up there first.
Thank you.
Let's see.
David Peterson.
Dave Peterson.
Hello, everyone.
Just a second, Dave.
Yeah.
She's leaving me. I was about to thank her for everything she's doing, but I'll wait till she comes back. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah,
Please.
I'd say just a couple things. We still have funds available for grant opportunities. And I heard Gary mention about the library down there. That's something that perhaps could fit at some point in time. But just keep that in mind that even for the short term, if there's any club projects that are new, which there very well could be with everything going on, that we still have funds available. And of course, the application's on the website. Other than that, we still have, as we come to the end of the year, we have the new Kiwanis pin for sustaining members for a donation of $50. That's on the website. I don't actually have mine in front of me here, but I'll have it for Tuesday night. I know I'll be presenting with Michelle. And definitely, it's a nice pin put together by George Delisle. So if you haven't gotten it yet and ordered that yet, you want to take advantage of that. Yes, Gary.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Other than that, not much more to report, but we'll be have a couple different opportunities during the course of the next couple of weeks. There's the pin. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you. And thank you.
Thanks, by the way, to John and for the during the course of the year for your support and being able to participate in writing up a lot of the activities and things going on with the foundation.
Thank you for your work. Elise, this is, I don't know how to word it. This is probably as a member of the board, you're probably one of your last chances to speak to you certainly are going to be part of our group, but as the board, as the immediate past governor, I don't know how designate, I guess, maybe, I don't know. But is there something you want to say to us?
I guess I'm immediate past governor and past governor designate because I lose the immediate, right?
Sure.
I don't think that's a thing, but almost a has-been. You could say that too. I guess I would just say that I know that this has been a really tough 5-6 months for our members. And I know that, a lot of clubs have been really challenged in terms of maintaining regular meetings and communication service projects. And I really applaud Brian and the education committee on their efforts to make sure that we're reaching our members and make sure that we're offering things that can be useful. And I think the upcoming workshops are a great example of that, showing different fundraisers and service projects that we can do right now, because even if we are mostly in our homes during this time, we are still able to impact our communities and do service and do fundraising. And I hope that all of our clubs, all of our members continue to stay positive, even when it's hard to be Kiwanis clubs, and remember that we're still we're still serving. We're still doing everything we can to meet the needs of the children and our communities, and everything that we do and can do is enough. So make sure that we are all staying positive. If you guys can spread the word about the rest of the workshops, I think that would be a really great opportunity, because the teams that have been working on them have really worked hard to make sure that they are relevant and applicable to the times that we have right now. And it's been a joy serving with you guys this year, and I look forward to continue working with the district.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Elise. Now that Ava's back with us, Ava, I didn't get a chance to, I was about to thank you when you got up and left, went to another part of your house, but I wanted to thank you for all of the things that you've done this year. It's tremendous. The first of every month, I can count on a newsletter coming out and information, and I want to thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you, John. You're very welcome.
Now, I would open the floor up to anyone else who I haven't already called on. Is there anything anybody wants to talk about?
I'd like to, John.
Please.
I understand, if I heard Bill correctly, that there is a lot of money in our district budget, or in the account.
Yes.
That, and I don't know if it's, I assume it's unallocated money. And the Kiwanis Club hopes, our goal is to sponsor hands-on service projects at conferences and district convention. So I really don't feel it's up to the Kiwanis Club if we are sponsoring a district-wide project at a conference or convention. I don't feel it's up to us to raise the funding for it. I feel that the district, seeing that we do have a good amount of money, if we would like to do a hands-on service project, say a meal packing, which was very popular and now costs minimally $3,000, I would hope that the district could help pay for this project in the coming year. Number one, because we have the money, and number two, because throughout New England, as I hope everybody realizes, there is a real issue with food insecurity with COVID going on. Our numbers have greatly increased in terms of families needing food, and I think this would be a great opportunity for Kiwanis to help alleviate the situation. So I just throw that out.
Yep, that would fall under the next administration, Dennis's administration, and he has his hand up. So Dennis?
Ava, there is money put aside for that in my budget.
Okay, sounds good. I
forget the exact amount. It's at least $2,000.
Okay, well, right, I'm hoping that money can be found, because it's now costing minimally $3,000 for that to have the project exist at a convention. We need to come up with $3,000. But to tell you the truth, that's not nearly enough. We should be doing more. So if the district could come up with $3, and maybe E-Club could come up with some money, that would be great. But it's not nearly enough food to distribute throughout New England at this point to the food pantries.
Thank you, Ava.
Whatever you can do will be appreciated.
Thank you. I'm going to call on Elise again. I think there was one item that she was going to bring up and didn't. So Elise, if you would.
Hi, everyone again. I just wanted to make you aware that there was a board meeting this morning of the 2020-2021 district board. That's hard to say, isn't it? And they voted to start an initiative to raise some money to help subsidize the cost of district and international dues for members who may not be able to pay this year due to COVID-related reasons. So be on the lookout for that. We just voted this morning, so there is nothing to be rolled out yet, but it will be a fundraising initiative for those who are able to donate towards members who may not be able to pay their dues this year. So keep a lookout, and more information will be forthcoming.
Thank you. Now, is there anyone else that has anything they'd like to say? This is kind of a unknown. We've not done this before, but I think it's working pretty well. Lalith.
Yes, good morning or good afternoon. Seems like I've been sitting here for hours.
We have.
So coming back aboard again, I'll have to get used to this. I'm looking forward to working with the board again for 2021. I want to say that I'll be in touch with the club presidents in Bermuda. I want to work very closely with the club presidents to improve Division 21. Planning to have an action plan to develop more growth, evaluate the clubs, and also to increase memberships. The SLPs, we have one active club at the Barclay Institute. The Cedar Bridge Academy needs to be reactivated. And we are about to charter a builders club at Sand Secondary Middle School, depending on whether or not it opens next month. I want to thank past Lieutenant Governor, well, not past yet, but Lieutenant Governor Gary Doling. Didn't do as much as he wanted to due to the pandemic. I'd like to congratulate Governor designate Dennis Murphy and also Governor-elect Gaylors Bartlett. Looking forward to working with them as well. I'm really looking to put some goals in place for Division 21 that are attainable, specifically SMART goals. So watch out for Division 21. Hopefully this pandemic will pass in 2021 because we are looking to have our 50th anniversary celebrations, depending on whether it's going to be Governor Dennis or Governor Gaylors, whichever one. You are cordially invited to attend, and we will be sending out further information about that later. So basically, and of course, I must thank past Governor Elise, who it was a joy to work with her during her term of office when she came down, 2019. So I couldn't forget that. And regarding whole training and the installation, the outgoing LTGs and the incoming LTGs, I'm going to give an early apology. I'm not sure if I'll be able to be there. I did ask her, not everything will be broadcast, and I know Brian said they would look into that. My reason being, of course, is the quarantine, that if at that time is still in place in Bermuda, I'm not looking forward to quarantining for 14 days when I get back in Bermuda. So we will see what happens. So, Governor Falconer and First Lady, it's been a pleasure to work with you as well and to meet you. And once again, hopefully we will be able to have physical meetings and we'll all get to see one another again. Looking forward to 2021. Thanks.
Thank you. Ava, just so I don't know how well you can see this, but Lindy has designed a clear face mask.
Oh.
I'm in a production of a local theater group, and we're putting on a play later in the year, and we're going to try using these because we're not sure. The play requires us to use a lot of facial expression, and so we're going to start trying using these tonight in our rehearsal. So
excellent.
As I don't know how well you can see it, but
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
I can
Excellent.
draw a breath.
We can see it.
We'll see how it works. But if it works, maybe we can pass her pattern on to folks, and we can go from there.
That would be wonderful. Keep me informed.
I will.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Speaking of Bermuda, even in pencil, is there interest in the traditional cruise to Bermuda this coming June?
You mean May? May.
No, we haven't heard yet. That's still on hold. Which brings me to my next point. I did mention the 50th anniversary. We were trying to work it around the cruise because really the first club to be chartered in Bermuda was Hamilton. That is my club. And that was on June the 7th, 1971. The charter took place in September 17th. So I guess now it would depend on which governor would be still serving. But no, according to the cruise ship line, nothing has been approved yet for 2021.
We will cross our fingers and toes. Dr. Fauci said this will pass. We just don't know when.
Right.
Anyone else? If not, I want to thank all of you for taking part. I want to thank everyone here for their support this year. Lindy and I had a great time up until COVID hit, and there's still 6 weeks left to go. We're going to try to get out if we can to some places. And I want to thank you for your support, everyone, and all of your hard work. And please pass it on to the members of your clubs that we appreciate everything that everybody does. It's a phenomenal organization, and we are very proud to had the opportunity to be the governor and the first lady. So thank you. Dennis, I'm going to give you the chance for the final word here.
Thank you, Governor John. I would like to tell everybody the First Ladies Auction is going to be going to the KFNE for abused children, which is the other form of childhood drama that goes unsaid about the damage that also does to a kid. Maybe not outside, but definitely inside. So we'll be doing that. And also, I like to remember, I'm taking this, paraphrasing, out of adversity of COVID-19 comes great opportunity for provide service in our communities. And I truly believe that. I think that we can move forward the way we're doing the Zoom meetings and go-to-meetings and what have you, with super techies. Brian and Will kept me out of trouble so many times this year and still be doing it. And all the support that everybody has given me, Governor John, Steve, Bill, Elise, everybody. Dave's kept me out of trouble. So I'm looking forward to continuing working with everyone and moving forward. And I'd like to also tell people that we still have 6 weeks left on Kiwanis is on Kiwanis. By that I mean that KI, the district, and most clubs have waived all their dues and fees to new members. And let's use this time productively in building our membership for next year and this year. If everybody did that right now, Governor John could be really in the plus for the end of the year. And I think we can do that. With that, I would like to thank everyone again, and I hope you guys have a safe afternoon and an excellent week ahead.
Thank you, everyone.
John, with your indulgence,
Please.
Can we all give John a sitting ovation?
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. If
So-
that's it, thank you all. Well, I'm sorry.
Who gets
Somebody-
to adjourn, Steve? Dave?
You can arm wrestle. You can arm wrestle,
No.
and whoever wins, pick somebody. I don't care.
Meeting's
John?
adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Where's my nosy going?